Welcome to the Betrayal Files. Get ready to be shocked, captivated, and exposed to the dark side of human nature. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the dimly lit hallway of the family reunion venue, Martha's heart pounded with anticipation and a hint of nervousness. She had always felt a peculiar connection to her stepbrother, Ethan, but it was only recently that her feelings had taken a more intense turn. As she approached the door behind which he was staying, each step seemed to echo her inner conflict. Martha, a confident young woman with an untamed spirit, was about to confront her deepest desires and the moral dilemma they presented. Ethan, just 18 and fresh out of high school, had always been the epitome of shyness. His introverted nature made him a mystery to most, but Martha had always sensed a kindred spirit within him. Their paths had rarely crossed over the years, as Martha was 6 years older and had left home for college when Ethan was still a gangly teenager. But now, as she stood outside his room, she felt the weight of their shared bloodline and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. She knocked softly, her knuckles gently rapping against the wooden door. A moment later, it swung open, revealing Ethan's surprised expression. His dark eyes widened at the sight of Martha, and for a fleeting second, she saw a spark of something deeper before he quickly composed himself. "Martha? Is everything all right?" Ethan's voice was soft and raspy, as if he rarely raised it above a whisper. Martha's throat went dry, her carefully crafted words escaping her mind. She had planned to invite him for a walk, to create a chance encounter, but now, faced with his innocent gaze, she found herself at a loss. I just wanted to check on you. It's been a while since we caught up." Ethan's shyness seemed to retreat a little, replaced by a hint of warmth. "Yeah, it has. You're looking, well, great." The compliment came out in a rush, and he immediately blushed, the color creeping up his neck. Martha's heart fluttered at his reaction, and she felt a surge of determination. "Thank you. I wanted to explore the garden. The moonlight makes it quite enchanting. Would you join me?" The invitation hung in the air, heavy with unspoken implications. Ethan's eyes darted around as if searching for an escape route, but then he nodded, a decision made against his better judgment. Sure, why not? As they strolled through the moon-bathed garden, the tension between them was palpable. Martha, ever the initiator, took Ethan's hand in hers, her touch sending a jolt of electricity through them both. He didn't pull away, and she sensed his internal battle, the desire to flee versus the longing to explore this unexpected connection. "I've always felt a special bond with you, Ethan," Martha said, her voice low and laced with emotion. "You were always the quiet one, but I saw a kindred spirit, someone who understood the weight of our family's expectations." Ethan's steps slowed and he faced her, his eyes searching hers. I've always admired your independence, Martha. You were like a wild horse, free and untamed. I never thought." His voice trailed off and he shook his head as if to clear his thoughts. They stopped beneath a towering oak tree, its branches casting intricate shadows on the ground. Martha leaned against the rough bark, drawing Ethan closer. "You never thought what?" she prompted, her breath caressing his ear. Ethan's eyes closed, and he surrendered to the moment. "I never thought you'd see me as anything more than your kid brother." His confession was a whisper, filled with longing. Martha's hands found his face, her thumbs tracing the contours of his cheeks. "You're not a kid anymore, Ethan, and I see you, truly see you." She leaned in, her lips brushing his in a tender kiss that sent shockwaves through their bodies. The kiss ignited a fire within them, and passion took hold. Ethan responded with a fervor that belied his shy nature, his hands exploring Martha's curves with a desperate urgency. They fell into a heap on the soft grass, their bodies entwined, the cool night air doing little to cool their desire. As their intimacy deepened, Martha's mind raced with thoughts of the consequences. "This is wrong," a voice screamed within her. "He's your stepbrother, and this could tear the family apart." But the voice was drowned out by the pounding of her heart and the raw need that consumed her. Ethan, too, seemed to sense the forbidden nature of their actions, yet he showed no signs of stopping. His hands roamed freely, and his kisses became more demanding. Martha's rationality was slipping away, replaced by a primal urge to claim him as her own. In the aftermath of their passionate encounter, They lay side by side, breathing heavily. Martha's mind was a battlefield of emotions. She felt alive and exhilarated, yet terrified of the future. Ethan, sensing her turmoil, took her hand, his thumb gently caressing her skin. "I know this is wrong, Martha," he whispered, his voice filled with regret and desire. "But I can't seem to stop myself. Being with you feels like coming home. Yet it's the most dangerous place I could ever be." Martha turned to face him, her eyes searching for answers in his. "I feel it too, Ethan. This connection is like a force pulling us together, but it's tearing me apart inside. We could lose everything." Ethan's expression was pained, his inner conflict mirrored in his eyes. "I know. I've never felt this way before. It's like I've been living in a gray world, and you've brought color into it. But the guilt is crushing." They sat up, drawing their knees to their chests, their bodies still tingling from the encounter. Martha knew they had crossed a line from which there was no easy return. The weight of their actions pressed down on them, and the fear of discovery was palpable. In the days that followed, Martha and Ethan found themselves seeking out each other's company, drawn together like magnets. They stole moments in secluded corners of the reunion venue, their hands finding comfort in the other's touch. Their kisses were desperate and hungry, as if each could be their last. During a late-night rendezvous in the library, Ethan's fingers traced the curves of Martha's waist, sending shivers down her spine. She pressed herself against him, their bodies fitting together perfectly. As their kisses deepened, Ethan's hands traveled beneath her blouse, his touch electric on her bare skin. "We can't keep doing this," Martha whispered between kisses, her breath hot on his neck. "It's too risky. Someone will find out." Ethan pulled back, his eyes dark with desire and conflict. "I know, but I can't stop. Being with you is like an addiction, Martha. I crave it, even though I know it's wrong." Martha's heart ached at his words. She understood his turmoil, for she felt the same. "We're playing with fire, Ethan. We could lose our family, our trust. We have to find a way to control this." Ethan's hands cupped her face, his thumbs wiping away the tears she hadn't realized were falling. "I don't want to control it. I want to be with you, even if it means burning down everything in my path." Their passion often overruled their rationality, leading to intense moments of intimacy. In the shadows of the attic, they explored each other's bodies, their lips and hands learning every inch of skin. The guilt that followed these encounters was suffocating, yet they couldn't bring themselves to end it. As the reunion drew to a close, Martha and Ethan faced the harsh reality of their situation. They had kept their affair hidden, but the strain of secrecy was taking its toll. Martha's once vibrant spirit was dimming, and Ethan's shy demeanor had transformed into a haunted look. On the final night, they met in the garden, the same place where their forbidden love had blossomed. The moon, full and bright, illuminated their tear-stained faces. "We can't keep living like this," Martha said, her voice breaking. "The guilt is eating me alive, and I can see it's destroying you too." Ethan nodded, his eyes brimming with unshed tears. "I know. I've been thinking about leaving town, starting over somewhere new. Maybe then I can forget you." Martha's heart shattered at his words. "Don't say that. I can't bear the thought of losing you, but I understand the weight of what we've done." They clung to each other, their embrace desperate and heart-wrenching. The love they shared was real, but so were the consequences. In that moment, they knew they had to make a choice that would change their lives forever. Ethan pulled away, his eyes filled with determination and sorrow. "I have to go, Martha. I'll leave tonight. It's the only way to protect you and our family." Martha's hands tightened on his arms, her fingernails digging into his skin. "No, don't leave me. I can't lose you. We'll find a way to make this work, I promise." Ethan shook his head, his resolve wavering. "We can't, Martha. Not without destroying everything we hold dear. I love you, but this love is forbidden. It's time to let go." Martha's world shattered, and she collapsed to the ground, her sobs echoing through the garden. Ethan stood there, torn between his desire to comfort her and the knowledge that he had to leave. In that heart-wrenching moment, they both realized the price of their forbidden love. As Ethan walked away, his footsteps heavy with sorrow, Martha's cries pierced the night. Their love story, intense and passionate, had come to a tragic end. The consequences of their actions had caught up with them, leaving them broken and forever changed. The family reunion ended and life went on, but for Martha and Ethan, the memories of their secret affair haunted them. The moral implications of their relationship weighed heavily, and they both carried the burden of their choices. Their story became a cautionary tale, a reminder that sometimes love, no matter how powerful, cannot conquer all. In the aftermath, Martha and Ethan learned that some passions are best left unexplored, for the consequences can be far-reaching and devastating. Their internal struggles served as a constant reminder of the thin line between desire and destruction, and the importance of navigating one's heart with caution and wisdom. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining us on this captivating journey into the world of betrayal. Remember to subscribe for more shocking revelations and scandalous stories. See you in the next one.